Oh, look at that. We're live. I didn't know I even hit the button. Um, anyway,
And now we're live. Now we're live.
we're live all of a sudden.
A
Look at
Freaky
that.
Friday. It's a fractious, funky Friday.
It's Friday. It's a Friday. With all the adjectives stuck in front of it. It's a Friday. He's Michael Knight. I'm New York Vinnie. We're Mikey and Vinnie. We join you 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for the most action you can have on your computer, on your radio, on your stream. We are we're known as streamers, man. I mean, we go with the stream, go with the flow.
True enough.
So anyway, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we meet, we get together, we talk, you listen. We sure like to rearrange that a little bit.
Yeah, you could
Where
join in. You could talk. We'll listen.
yeah, you talk and we'll listen. That's the way talk radio is supposed to be. And I've been working on it for 5 years. Haven't come up with a solution yet, but you never know when it's going to happen. So tell your friends, tell your enemies to go turn on the radio. Let everybody know
The
that Mikey and Vinny are on the air.
the topics for today are
Are many.
many. There are so many,
What's your
and we
favorite topic of the day, Michael?
oh, what's really wrong with Pete Hegseth? He's got he presents as if there's something terribly amiss. I would say it's a it's a brain aneurysm, perhaps. It's a opportunity for us to examine the long-term damage done to the brain by being a weekend Fox host.
Or being a party boy, frat boy, alcoholic? I mean, that's what I think is wrong with him. I think he's one of those. You meet these guys all the time around colleges. They're the people that never graduated.
Never grew
Physically,
up.
they graduated, but they come back for homecoming. They go to the same bar stool that they sat on when they were in college. They sit there the whole weekend. Maybe they get up and go to the homecoming game. Maybe they don't. It's too long of a walk across the street to the stadium. But there's a lot. There's a lot of Pete Hegseths out there. Pullman homecoming weekend at Pullman gets full of them. The bars around UW get full of them at homecoming and other times too. But they buy a house in the U district so they can be close to the U.
Never far from the U.
They can be part of it because they don't think that their lives are ever going to get better than college. And so that's where they want to stop it right there. They want it to be, and Hegseth seems to me to be that kind of guy, and the way they enhance that is they get frat boy drunk and, and drive a big pickup truck with diesel smoke chortling out the rear, big tires.
And he's got a smarty boy attitude toward the press. He's more clever than they are. He is better situated than they are. He knows the answer that they don't know. He sets himself separate and apart. I think we're not hearing you.
Well,
There you go.
it might be, you know, I don't know if the Christy Nome thing is a was a warning or she was just such an embarrassment to Donald Trump, and it's not easy to be an embarrassment to Donald Trump.
Because he has
Managed
to
to do it.
acknowledge that you're there, and he doesn't acknowledge that you're there.
She managed to do it, and if I was Pete Hegseth, I'd pay a little bit of heed to that
Another
because
another
the
guy to
truth
watch his
is
P's
not
and Q's is
immovable.
Cash Patel.
And
What's your P's? What's your Q's, Cash?
Well, again, it's now I don't know. She's been replaced by Mark Wayne Mullen, and that's a whole nother story that we'll get to in a minute. But I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Pete. I mean, I just think I don't think he's bright. I don't think he's a bright dude.
And his choice of
it's not many people in this cabinet.
His choice of language is hilarious. I mean, his effort to make himself sound important and informed and intelligent is all missing this target, all missing the spot.
Was he this dumb when he was on Fox?
I never saw him on Fox, so I don't know, but I'm going to have to say yes.
I mean, I just I mean, it seems sometimes, and you go back through the nominees and the office holders that Trump has brought in both his terms, and I mean, this is the best you can cull out of America. This is the best you could do. You wanted to clean up government, right? You wanted to, so you go out, you get Elon Musk to do it. You want to run the Defense Department, so you get a guy who has no tact to him. I mean, yeah, he served in. I mean, his big qualifications: he served in the military,
but he has obviously no abilities on the executive level to organize, to inspire, to move forward.
Well, see, now I will disagree with you there, because I think there's a lot of soldiers. I think there's a lot of people in that age group that look at a guy like him, and go, bro, it's happening, bro. We got a bro for the Secretary of Defense. So I don't know that I necessarily agree with you, Michael. I mean, there's a language, a disconnect, a something that is it's almost like when we were younger, and people would say, "Hey, man," like they talk like that. You kind of were, you felt almost like a connection with them sometimes. Well, you got. I think the people that he's commanding, and maybe this is what's going on. Some of the people now, the people above him aren't going to like it. The people that look for class and dignity, he doesn't fit the office. But I think there's a level of soldier, a level of young man from 18 to 25 or 26, to testosterone years, that look at him and go, bruh, yeah,
That's not exactly what I would call an endorsement that rings true.
I don't think it's an endorsement. No, it's just an observation.
Yeah, I don't see a bro there. I see a empty suit. I see a cipher. And the more important that he sees himself and plays himself to be, the less important he translates.
Well, he's important by virtue of he has an office that is one of the most powerful in the world.
The Secretary of War.
Secretary of War, right? Not of Defense, of War. But to come on with the braggadocio and the way he came on in that press conference that he held, it's not a football game. It's not. It's not. There's not 60 minutes to this game, and at the end of the 60 minutes, it's going to be over, and we're all going to go back to the bar and drink. This is life and death. These are people's life and death. He's got 6 Americans that are expired now on his watch, and more coming. And lots of questions that nobody really knows. But he's
Like,
exactly
how can we get
Donald Trump wanted.
how can we get the 500,000 citizens of the United States out of harm's way? One thing we can do is just forget about it. Just say, we can't help you. We don't know what you're doing. We don't know how you got there. You got to get out on your own. Hurry up and don't be a bother. Don't make me come and find you and get you a plane ride out of there. I'm not doing that. You got to get yourself out. Take the train. Take a boat. Stay there for all I care. We're not coming to get you. We're not working with you. I don't even know why we told you to leave. You should have known that.
Well, there's probably 500,000 votes that Trump won't be getting, or his associates won't be getting the next election.
True.
The way this whole thing has been handled from start to finish, the only thing that's happened good this week, really, is the firing of Kristi Noem.
That's the only upper that we've got to look back on.
And if you really want to call it a firing, they just moved her out of the way. But then again, you bring in what appears to be a complete dumbass. It's the only way I could describe Mark Wayne Mullen as a dumbass.
Pretty good idea. He's a disappointment.
Well, not to Trump. To Trump, he's a bro. He's a bro. He's a wrestling bro. That's what this administration is about. It's about bros. I figured it out. It's like if 50 Chad Eatons were running the world.
By the way, you never sent me that article about Chad.
Oh yeah, I gotta send it to you. It's like 50 of him. We're running the world. It's amazing. I mean, how much of a position must have you put Trump in for him to fire you?
It has to be a level of embarrassment and annoyance and inconvenience. He knew you were never going to operate with all cylinders firing, that you were never going to be a thrilling member of his cabinet. You were just going to be there. You're a placeholder. But one thing he doesn't like is anybody getting the attention that he should be enjoying. We know that about him, man. Kristi had too much going on. Too many elements, too many irons in the fire, too many problems. And everything that happened can be justified as long as there's not too much attention paid to it. But if it's top of mind, if it's leading the news, Donald can't handle. Donnie from Queens has to have the attention of America.
Well, there's you're right. He hates that. He hates anybody getting more attention. But it also shows me that there's a certain way, there's a certain art to lying, like Donald Trump lies. You know, like even the stupidest people in the world didn't believe Kristi Noem. I mean, it got so bad that guys like John Kennedy was standing up and saying, "You don't know what you're talking about. You're embarrassing us. You said it right here. It's on tape. We've got it. It's right there. You said it." And the part where she wouldn't apologize to the families of those two people who were killed,
right,
after she called the one of them a domestic terrorist. I mean, that was how could she survive after that? All she had to do was turn around and say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Now, Donald Trump can get away with that because he's a cult leader. But she's not. She's amateur hour.
She's a farmer who kills dogs.
Yeah. I love the guy. I love the one senator. I think it was a senator. Maybe it was a congressman. I love the one guy who said, well, I breed dogs, and let me tell you a few things.
I've trained dogs, yeah. And Senator Tillis.
Yes, when he started to talk to her about castrating the goats, man, he was,
You should know
he
better.
was golden, man.
I'm a farmer. You're a farmer. You should know better.
Yeah, I breed dogs. I know how this works. And he proceeded to give her a lesson.
You don't take a puppy into a situation like that.
No way she could survive that. But you see, there's an art to lying that Donald Trump has mastered.
It's got to be effortless.
Yeah, and she didn't have anything close to it. She was lying, and everybody knew it. You see, when Donald Trump lies, not everybody knows it. If you're not blinded by MAGAism, you know it. If you're a MAGA, you just go with everything he says. And that works until everything he says doesn't work anymore.
Then your excuses are he didn't mean it or he was joking. He's a killer.
Right. And when people start dying, either on the streets of your country or on the streets of Iran, it's harder to get away with a lie. Because dead bodies don't lie. Funerals that they have to have for these people where they bring them back and they're in a box and they got to bury them and they got to parade them through the streets of their town in a procession and give them medals and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't lie. That's real. All you got to do is look at history and see how the Vietnam War got ended by too many people coming home in boxes. People don't want that stuff anymore.
And it was the war that got on the news. It made the 6 o'clock news, the network news. And that hadn't happened before.
Yeah, you can't. So now you have a situation, again, as we talked about Wednesday, what's the plan? Now, this morning, he's talking to CNN, and he's saying how he's the anointed president to do these things. Nobody else wanted to do it. So now he's the guy that's going to do this to, he's done it to Venezuela, he's doing it to Iran, and Cuba is next. At what point does China or Russia say, hang on a second. This is a little too expansionist for our taste. This is a little too,
adventuresome.
And all of a sudden you're looking at, swapping bullets with Russian soldiers who were sent in.
Now you got a real opponent.
And you got a real war. And you got a war on the streets of America. Because they have rockets that can reach this country. So, I don't know. I just don't feel confident in Trump that there's no plan.
There's no organization level. The generals have failed us totally and utterly. They've let him have his way, and we're like a fire hose that's blasting full speed. The things flopping all over the place, and we're saying we got them right where we want them. This is perfect. This madness is just the way we want it. It's fine if you're Trump and you're dealing with the idiots in the Congress. You can blow them over. You can buffalo them. You can intimidate them. But if you get a real opponent, you got a problem, because that becomes the super reality. And it won't be long before we have a real opponent.
I fear you're right. I fear you're right. I fear that this is going to go. You know, that how long are Russia and China going to stay out of this thing? And they're not even really staying out of it, because Russia supplies weapons to Iran. So when they start to run out of those little rockets and those little things that they're launching at the planes and stuff, they're going to call Russia up and say, "Hey, Russia, we need some more rockets."
And we have oil to trade for it.
Exactly. And so we're come send rockets. And since we've been pumping rockets and guns and tanks and everything else into Ukraine for the past 4 years or 3 years, whatever it is, they might not feel so bad about doing that. Giving us a little
they
taste
seem
of what you do.
And they will have seen what we can do, so we won't have any new acts to surprise them. They'll know our full extent of our capabilities, and what we've done in the past will be there for everyone to read. And the generals that are considering themselves a success story because they can please Donald Trump will have a real opponent as well.
And so the president who campaigned on not having foreign involvements and not doing this and not doing that, is doing this and doing that and having foreign involvements and going against everything. Everything he said in this campaign doesn't work. He's not doing it. Somebody sent me something yesterday from Pennsylvania. Price of gas is up 60 cents in a week.
Mm-hmm. I paid $4.99 yesterday.
Yeah, you don't think that's going to be $7 or $8 a gallon by the time July 4th rolls around? No, and unfortunately, there's not much you can do to leash them, because if Congress goes in and tries to pass some kind of law, some kind of restraints on them, they don't have the juice to do it.
Don't have the votes, just like yesterday.
They don't have the juice. They don't have the votes. And his sycophants are going to stay with him. They're not going to jump off the ship yet. A couple of them might, but not yet.
He's got them saying that there's not a war going on. He can make them jump through any hoop he wants. And they will stand in front of a camera and say, there's not a war. It's not a war. Don't use the word war. It can't be described as a war.
He can use the word war, but nobody else.
He can say it, but I can't say it.
How do you think the remarks went over when Marco Rubio said that, we kind of got pushed into this because of Israel?
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that at a time when anti-Semitic feeling in this country is probably at an all-time high, Marco Rubio is fanning the flames of it. There's already a whole lot of people that don't like Israel because they think that Trump dances on the strings to Netanyahu. And they're right.
They're right.
Yeah, right. So did Biden. I mean, it's not just Trump. It's gone back years. But I don't know. Again, the lack of all of these generals that have been on all of these different programs, these news shows, they're all pointing to the same thing. What's the plan? You go into a country, you're supposed to have a plan to get
Except the
yourself out of
ones,
it.
except the generals that work for Trump right now in the Pentagon. They're not. They have no problems. They got everything is running beautifully,
Well,
clockwork.
to be fair, what can they do?
I don't think that's being fair. I think that's being naive. I think these guys are taking the opportunity to fuck everything up because this is their opportunity. They won't get another chance in their lifetime. They'll be saying, well, we saw what you did in Iran. We're not giving you that kind of authority again. You proved yourself to be incapable of doing the right thing when the ball's in your corner. You punted.
Well, what could they do? Could they disobey him? Now, I think there are people that are licking his ass and telling him that this is the greatest thing in the world. This will. This is baddest monkey. Congress serves the same masters. You think Chuck Schumer isn't thrilled about it? The only thing Democrats object to is that he isn't following proper protocol. Not meaningful objection at all. Yeah, it's again, it's this complicated situation. But yeah, it should be. But the Democrats, what can they do? What could the Democrats do that they're not doing? The only thing they can do is stand up and say, we don't like it. Unless they can figure out a way to get 3 or 4 Republicans on their side to vote him down, but they don't.
They don't have the votes, and they have no way to claim the votes. They got Rand Paul, but the Republicans have John Fetterman, and it's a push. And regardless of who our commentator thinks are the masters, if the masters were as cleanly in control as he suggests, there wouldn't be any problems. There wouldn't be any rub. There wouldn't be any confrontation over these points. We would be marching in lockstep to whatever desperate end is waiting for them. But that's not the case. There are people who are genuinely in opposition to Trump that haven't got the juice to make anything of it. On a daily basis, they can't bring a vote. They can't bring a halt to his operations. They can't muster the strength to day by day gather an opposition that becomes stronger. They remain weak, and they remain absent of the advice and consent that the Congress should be offering on an ongoing voting basis. But we can't do it. We got nothing. We got no votes.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have the votes to do anything about it.
It's maddening.
And the people that voted for this guy, and I'm talking about Trump and all of these Republicans that they put in the last time, are getting a good taste of their medicine now. They're getting exactly what they voted for. They didn't think it at the time. They thought that Trump was going to do great, but he's going to lower prices, and he's going to, gas is going to be 59.9 a gallon again, and it's all going to go back to a beautiful place, and America will be great again. And what he's got is an America that's, well, I will say that one thing has happened out of this. I've noticed this over the week. It's not as divided as it was. There's a lot of people that were, Trump, that aren't Trump anymore. There's been an awakening. Now, whether that's going to translate in the midterms or not, we'll see.
Well, a lot of people are getting their first tank of gas since this war started. A lot of people are participating with the increased cost of eggs. Remember, eggs was the way we would determine whether the market was with us or against us?
Yeah.
Well, the price of eggs is going to go through the roof because every egg is delivered in a big truck, and you fill that tank on that big truck before you drive it to the store, and your increased costs are incredible, 30%, 40% in a week or two.
$7 for a pound of grapes the other day.
Green or red?
Black, actually. $7.
Were they tasty?
I wouldn't know. I picked 2 off the stalk in the store. Kept walking. That's how I get my grapes now. I can't afford $7 a pound for grapes. I don't know a lot of people that can. In my situation, in our situation, people that live, have fixed income, retired. What's in it? What is it for us? What is there for us?
It's the dream. There's no reality for you. There's no hard fix that exists. You have to participate in the American dream, and in this case, it's a fantasy. It's something that does not exist, but you believe it does. It's something that's not there for you, but you believe it is there for you. It's something that's going to change and get better, but you have no idea how that's going to come about. No means to be confident in the method in which things are going to change. Donald Trump can't change anything for the better. He can only make things worse, and that's what he's about to do. He's going to make things worse today, then he'll work on it, and by Monday, things will be worse again. That's all he can provide for you. He has no other element to his brand except things are going to get worse.
Well, he certainly has. He certainly has put us, our country, in a horrible position. He's now waging a war that nobody here really wants. Not a lot of people that are saying, "Oh man, we should go bomb Iran because of what they did to us in 1979 or in 1982." That's Lindsey Graham. He's the only one I've heard bring that up.
And don't forget Netanyahu. He might bring that up.
So I don't think many people today, they're wondering, if we can go and do this in Iran, why couldn't we finish out the job in Ukraine? Why did we abandon the people of Ukraine?
Because our president is compromised.
Yeah, because maybe he can't. Maybe he's in the pocket of a guy like Putin.
You want to hear these speakers?
Maybe he's maybe there's some. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm almost afraid to go into the weekend. I'm almost afraid to see what the weekend will bring.
Well, I could change the subject slightly and say, "Yo, Vinnie, what are you driving this week?"
Well, before we get to that, I do want to bring something else up before we get to the cars.
Okay.
And I don't know if you did see this morning that they're having the services for Jesse Jackson.
Yes.
And we didn't really get a chance to talk much about the Reverend when he passed away a couple of weeks ago. I mean, the guy's put more miles on that than he did the last few years of his life. He's going to Washington, going to Chicago. He's going here, going there. But what a great legacy. I mean, we talk about people who are waging war and want to do nothing but violence to people. Well, here's a guy in Jesse Jackson. I didn't always agree with everything he did, but you talk about a guy who affected change in this country, who registered more voters than you could possibly believe, who saw the power in voting and saw the power that it has to affect change. and believed in registering people to vote and believed in nonviolent confrontation. And Jesse Jackson was able to do that, was able to help affect that change throughout, 60 years, probably 70 years of his life. I just, I always think back, when I think of Jesse Jackson, I think of a couple of things. First of all, I got to interview him a couple of times. One, in Seattle, he was here for one of the NBA playoffs, and I got a chance to talk to him. A very short time, I talked to him at the Democratic Convention in 1984. One of my first experiences as somebody who went out and gathered information. I wouldn't even call it a reporter. I was out trying to, get some sound, and was lucky enough to get him. But the lessons that he taught people that stuck with people for so long, and one of the lessons was that on how to get people to vote. I mean, he had this thing that he used to talk about getting 10 people and being responsible for 10 people to vote. Make sure you get 10 people to vote on an issue, and they get 10 people. And he had that effect on people. He made you remember what he was saying. I was never going to vote for him for president, but only because I'm one of those people that don't believe that a minister should be running for president.
The rev is too much.
Yeah, it doesn't sit right with me that a minister should be, there should be separation between church and state. And so I couldn't get behind his presidency, but I certainly get behind what he did in his life. And it's touching to see Clinton and Biden and Obama at the funeral, and so many business leaders and Congress people, senators at his service.
It's a power crowd.
He was a great man, and he was that bridge from Martin Luther King to what we have, and the work is still not done. The work has still got to be done. Sometimes I wonder if in many ways we've fallen back instead of continue to advance. And this administration, I'm glad that I haven't seen anybody from this administration show up there.
Not invited, not necessary. You don't have to come. We don't need you here.
And I think it's sad that we lower flags on our federal buildings for Charlie Kirk and don't lower them for Jesse Jackson. It's amazing to me. Jesse Jackson did more for this country than Donald Trump ever could dream of doing. And so they're in Washington saying goodbye, in Chicago, actually, I should say, saying goodbye to him this morning. And I just felt like we had to say something about it. We had to kind of make sure that we acknowledge this guy. He was a great man, and just I really am glad that he's getting the respect that he's due in death, that he got in life. He was quiet the last few years. I guess he was sick the last few years, so you didn't hear much from him. But
true.
But don't forget the contribution that he made. All right, what am I driving this week? I'm driving a Mazda. A Mazda.
Do they still have rotary engines?
No, they don't. They've toyed with the idea of bringing them back from time to time, but they haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. The CX-70 is what I'm driving. That's a mid-size SUV
Hmm.
and 5-seat SUV, nice and spacious inside. It's really, and they come in. I'm driving the regular 6-cylinder, inline 6-cylinder, um, a, a comfortable car, and a car that is not overly technified. Now, what I mean by that is, you get into some of these cars and everything works on, off of
Touchscreen.
the information system, the infotainment system. The Mazda has a lot of stuff that doesn't work off of that. It still stalks on the wheels on the steering column for lights and everything, and so what you have is this really plush interior, comfortable seats, um, understandable tech in a car that is attractive to look at, stylish, roomy, and gives you a certain sense of the road that you don't get in a lot of other cars. And what I mean by that is there's a good feel of the road in this car. They bake a lot of their sports car DNA into their cars. So just driving it around town last night and yesterday, you kind of feel it.
Isn't
You
it
feel
fascinating that there are other makes of well-made cars that disconnect you from that feeling on the road?
Right. There's some cars that you don't feel like you're driving a car. You feel like you're driving your living room. The Mazda doesn't give you that. The Mazda gives you a feeling of the road, a feeling that you're connected to the road. I think some luxury cars try to disconnect you from the road. They try to isolate you from the road. They don't want you to feel the road as much. They want you to go off into another place, and you get there. The Mazda kind of says, "No, feel the road a little bit. It's good to feel what you're driving on.
Yeah.
But it's comfortable. It's safe. They're always getting great safety scores, and their safety systems in the cars are among the best in the business. And it's not a brand that everybody automatically looks at, but it really does bring a lot to the table. And if you're shopping for that mid-size SUV, you do yourself okay to go look at a Mazda CX-70. If you want the CX-90 is the 3-seater, the 2-seater is the CX-70. And if you can't get a RAV4, which they're almost impossible to get, these are certainly cars worth looking at. Everybody I know, it's like a Subaru. Everybody that owns one loves it. I don't meet too many people who drive a Mazda and say, "Boy, I made a mistake buying this car." So, good car. I think this car that I'm driving is a pretty loaded car. It's the gas only. Like I said, it's not a hybrid. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of about 50. I don't have the sheet in front of me, but I think it's about 55. Really well equipped. So it's a fun car to drive. I look forward to getting on the road with it this weekend and feeling a little bit of it. I think we're going to have a rainy weekend, so I'll get to feel a little more of the road than usual. What do you got coming up this weekend, pal?
I got baseball. We got Pony League.
You're gonna go hit the. You're gonna go watch the grandson play his games, huh?
Yeah, he's playing for a team called the Phillies. He's playing for two teams, a travel team and a neighborhood team. And he's a good hitter, dependable slugger. And now they moved him to third base. He's played a number of positions, but they're trying to find out where these little kids, these 7-year-olds, belong in the field. And third base is where he has landed. It's a long throw, and it's a hot corner. Things happen fast at third base, so I wish him luck.
Yeah, that's quite a place to play. I mean, you get the ball quick, and you got to get rid of it quick because you have to make, like you said, that long throw across the diamond. And
then there's that.
I don't know.
The other part to being a third baseman is you have to be a hitter. For some reason, first base and third base are designated as the more power hitter positions. Shortstop and second base, perhaps less so.
Yeah. I mean, that's traditionally your corner infielders are supposed to produce. I mean, those are the guys you're supposed to see in the 3, 4, and 5 spots.
Hit the damn ball.
Well, at 7 years old, Michael, have fun.
Right. Exactly.
Keep the kids smile. I mean, hit the ball, but have fun. Don't if you don't hit the ball, don't take it too seriously. But you got to learn. You got to learn that it's that you got to win.
This is where you learn the game. Where do you love the game? That's a good question to ask.
Yeah. It's well, good. I'm glad that you're going to go, and I suspect that it's not $100 a ticket to go see him.
It's a little bit more affordable than that. Although with the gas prices, that's going to change.
Yeah. With the gas prices, it'll be well. Good luck to him this weekend. It'll be a lot of I suspect a lot of fun, and it'll be fun.
The boaster is a toaster.
Are you giving him some tips?
I do give him tips, and I tell him that playing catch is the way to know if you got a ball player on your hands. Does he throw it right to you? Does he look at the middle part of your body? Does he put it right where he's looking? Is he errant? Can he pick up ground balls? You got to do the basics and be confident in your ability to catch the ball and hit the ball. I give him an A because he is a natural. No one taught him how to hit. He just knows how to hit, and that's extraordinary. It's exciting to see.
All right. Now, how are you going to keep him from becoming a Dodger fan?
Well, the tradition in the Musha side of the family is Red Sox.
Okay.
I'm the only Giants fan in the mix that cannot be persuaded to even say Los Angeles Dodgers. So we live here amongst the enemy. I just have to trust in the fact that he's too smart to be a Dodger fan.
Well, if he wants to find a team that's a good team to root for and can make you feel good about rooting for him, you give him my number, tell him to call me, and I'll tell him all about the Mets.
He's not receiving those kind of messages yet. He's dangerously close to becoming a Dodger fan by proxy.
Well, let us know what we can do to help you, man. We don't want him to become listen, anything but that.
Anything but that. It's only so much.
You tell me you're a Cardinal fan, I'll be okay with that. Tell me you're a Royals fan, I'll be okay with that. But please don't walk in and say you're a Dodgers fan. That'll start problems in the family.
It's that kind of situation that we have to watch out for. This is what you really have to prepare your children for. Don't let them be Dodger fans.
Well, that's it. It's just like Mama don't let your baby grow up to be Cowboys. Mama don't let your baby grow up to be Dodger fans. Right now, is your daughter a real Dodgers fan? A real Giants fan?
Yes.
Okay, good. So he's got some in-house encouragement.
He's got the right direction. He's got the right atmosphere. He can flourish there. He just doesn't have to worry about being a Dodger fan or what his classmates are doing if they're all Dodgers fans. But the way it is, everybody's from somewhere, and that's usually not California. So there's a lot of other influences
Yeah.
in the air.
I would think that there's a lot of people that are from different places. So you're all of a sudden, you're looking at a lot of different teams, kids showing up to school in a lot of different kind of caps.
That's true.
Well, it's been a heck of a week, man. Let's hope that we don't. It's Friday, so let's hope that we don't wake up tonight sometime in the middle of the night, and we're now invading Cuba as well. I don't know. I don't like it all.
Trump likes the Venezuela type of invasion because it's so one-sided. It's just one and done. You get one day, and you're in and you're out.
Yeah, not good. I think he might have found the only country that he could attack that would be one day in and out in Venezuela. It's certainly not turning out that way in Iran, and I don't know that it's going to be like that in Cuba if he tries that. Although, to be fair, I think a lot of people in Cuba would welcome the United States. To be honest with you.
Who they think the United States is, who we actually are, they might not like so much.
Yeah, that's very, very good point. But I think that there's a feeling among people there, and it's been a long time since I've been there. It's been 10 years, but I think there's a feeling there among people that they want what the United States has, which is jobs and food. I mean, there's no food there. There's no electricity.
Don't be so sure about the jobs either.
There's no jobs. There's nothing. I mean, it's a country that's really on its heels. So it's ripe for a takeover. I mean, if somebody wants to go down there and take it over, it is ripe for that. Except I know that the baseball teams are playing.
Cigars and baseball. That's two things that work.
They got cigars, they got rum, and they got baseball. And the league is getting ready to start up, if I'm not mistaken. If it hasn't started already. But it'll be interesting to go down and see. Someday maybe we'll see the Mets play in there again, or Mets playing there. The Orioles played the last time. By the way, the executive director of the National Symphony Orchestra is stepping down in protest to the destruction of the Kennedy Center.
What a joke.
Why?
What a joke.
Yeah.
Vinnie, have a good show tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Have a good show.
All right, Mikey. We'll join you tomorrow for drive time at 11 o'clock. Until then, if you can hang on until Monday, Mikey and I will be back at 10 o'clock Monday, 10 Monday morning for another edition of Mikey and Vinnie Take on the World. And we'll see what the world condition is when we take it on Monday. Have a good weekend, Mikey.
See how much world is left.
We'll see you. Peace, love, and Manischewitz, baby.
What a wine, baby. Enjoy it. See you, Vin.
All right, Mikey. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you all for listening to